All right, everybody, welcome back for workout 3 this week. I hope you've had a great week so far and you are looking forward to capping it off with one last strong workout. So this workout goes back to a formula that we were using a few weeks ago, where we would start a block with 60 to 90 seconds of straight cardio, followed by exercises that are full body and keep the heart rate up, mixing in a little bit of that boxing. So our first block here, we are taking a skip. So remember, on the skips, you can travel on these if you are in the driveway or down a long hallway at home or outside in the street. But it is just think about it as a step hop. You want to drive through the bottom leg, driving the knee up as you lift the body nice and tall. So it's a step hop, nice and strong. Then you're going to go into a lateral lunge shift. So remember, there's a difference between a lateral lunge and a lateral lunge shift. Shift means our feet are never going to move. So they're going to start nice and wide. You're going to take it to one side, and then we're just shifting the body to the other. Shift and shift. I don't want you standing all the way up tall. Every time you stand up, you release all the pressure from both quadriceps and glutes and hamstrings, so both sides. And we want to avoid that. We want to keep that nice burn. I know you're excited to hear that. So we shift left, right, left, right. Notice that this is a split number. So if it's 20, it's 10 on each side, okay? Then we're right into our jab cross, which we all know by now. Strong, quick arms, pulling back into the body. It is a much faster move, so it is left and right. So if it's 20, 20 left and 20 right. Our speed skaters, which we all know, quick and across the middle. I want that back foot just barely tapping, but I do want it tapping. I don't want you to single leg it, mostly because a lot of times when we single leg, instead of keeping our chest and hips forward, we end up rotating. That puts a lot more stress on the knee. So keep everything forward and just tap the toes. Tap, tap. Then we have single leg, or step lunge, dumbbell thruster. So we are actually using a dumbbell on this one today. If you don't have one, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. But the way the exercise is going to work, I'm going to step lunge, and I'm going to thrust that dumbbell in front, keeping the chest nice and tall. It should not drag you forward. Step lunge, thrust. Step lunge, thrust. All right? If you don't have a dumbbell today, because it's your day to get out and do something different out of the park or at the beach, then just keep the chest tall. Thrust and back. No big deal. Then you're going to finish that round with sprawls. You've got this. Don't look at the number and freak out on me. Do the best you can. 3 rounds of those 3 exercises, or that group of exercises. Block 2, starting with our shuffle. Like we've talked about before, if you have a long stretch, you can go half the time one direction, half the time the other. If not, you can just take a couple. No big deal. Whatever you have space for is perfectly fine. Then we've got our sumo squat hops. Remember, sumo, knees and feet are turned out, wider than the hips. Press those knees out as you squat. Nice big hop, keeping the feet wide. Then our uppercuts, nice and quick, just like our jab cross. 1, 2, 1, 2. Remember that uppercuts come from the glutes, so you got to drop down in those hips and lift up. Use that core and those hips. Next, our Frankenstein kicks. Just as we did in warm-up, it is just that kick, pulling those toes back. The tighter you keep your abdominals, the faster you can move on those. If you don't engage the abdominals and you're just swinging the leg, your balance is going to be harder and it will take you longer to do them. So engage those abs and quick pull that leg to the top. Next, our speed bag. We did these 3-ish weeks ago at this point, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Arms are up, elbows above the shoulders, but shoulders down so the neck is long. We're just circling those hands. Quick circles. This is left and right. So hit your number on the left, switch your lead leg, hit the number on the right. Really the only difference between the left and right is that if you're on the right side, your right elbow is a little bit higher than your left elbow. You got a little bit of a lean, and when you switch legs, you're gonna take that opposite elbow a little bit higher. And then yes, you're back to sprawls one more time. You've got it, promise you've got it. Take your time, step them if you need to, just do the best you can. Then we hit the final block, which again, we have separated out that core this week. 75 seconds on our plank challenge. We've been doing 60. I know you've got 75. Remember, you can hold, you can move to your elbows, you can add any kind of leg lift, shoulder tap, rotation. Your goal is just to not hit the ground for that time. Then we go into our L sit up and reach, which we have done for a while now. Remember, that is just the legs out straight, the nice big sit up, L, reach, L, and lower back to the ground. The L is the part I'm really looking for. You should feel like a perfect L. Nice and tight, abs are strong. Press the chest forward and the arms back. Bicycles. Just our normal bicycle, hands behind the head, legs nice and low to the ground. Making sure that you are not yanking from the elbow. Think shoulder to knee, not elbow to knee. Then we've got those alternating pointers. Just like we've been doing, straight body, one side lift, other side lift. One side, other side. Keep those hips down the best you can. Try not to rock side to side too much. The true challenge on this one is we're going from alternating pointers to wide climbers. So as soon as you finish those pointers, try not to touch the ground. You're gonna go right into those wide knees on the mountain climbers. Today will be a tough one, but just like the email said, we're gonna start bringing it back down for a couple of weeks. Doesn't mean the workouts aren't gonna be challenging, but we're going to bring it back a little bit, allow for a little bit more recovery, a little bit more stretching and things like that before we kick it back up. All right, guys, push yourself hard, have a great workout, get a good cool down after this, and then have a fantastic weekend. I will see you soon. Good luck.